Hey, how's it going, guys? Troll King Cooks. Haven't done one in a while, but we're gonna do one today. Off-plan meal, I get one per week. We're kind of doing a little bit of a cut right now, me and Coach. But I wanted to make burritos because I love burritos, and so what we have here. I like to do it with boneless beef short ribs because they're awesome. They taste really good. We're gonna cut them real thin. I got these at Costco, so I got a big pack, so I can do this multiple times if I want, or just use it for other things. We're gonna chop it up. I know a lot of videos you'll see cooking wise. The big thing is, well, we just want to show how easy it is to do this, and it is easy. There's nothing complicated about it, but it is time consuming and it does take ingredients. You can go cheaper, you can go more expensive as far as ingredients. It doesn't have to be anything epic, but I like to cook, so it doesn't bother me in that sense. And I like things that taste good, and I fetishize food. I probably have a really unhealthy relationship with food, but whatever, man, get mad. Don't fucking make it if you don't want to. But anyways, what we did here, little trick I learned from Sam the cooking guy, is I got it in the freezer for a bit. It's not frozen, but it is a little stiff because we got to cut these into thin little bits, and it's easier to do that whenever it's colder, because if it's thinner, that'll mean it'll cook faster. Should have been in the freezer even a little longer, but whatever. So anyways, there's just gonna be a lot of this, so we're gonna cut to whenever it's all chopped up. What is your problem?
Go.
What?
I'm filming. Wait, yeah, I'm filming.
Okay, well, why are you fucking giggling?
Because I hit my elbow on this thing.
Ready? Okay, so we got all the stuff chopped up. So we're gonna marinate. I only use one of the things because I've never bought this stuff at Costco. I normally get it at a regular grocery store, and there's less of it. So this is plenty. So got a little avocado oil, just a little spritz, a little something. A little garlic powder. I like the garlic. Little oregano leaves. Obviously, this is all incredibly scientific. Little cumin. I like a decent amount, but you can easily overdo it and make it to where all you can taste and smell and see and experience is cumin. Got a little cilantro. Some crushed red pepper flakes. Then, last little thing, a little soy sauce. Not a ton. That's probably good right there. Then we just mix. Smells good. You guys can't smell it. Whatever. Smells good. So, what we're going to do, this is hours before we make the burrito proper with all the rest of the crap. So we're just going to cover this up or put it in a baggie, whichever. There's not a lot of liquid, so there's not really a reason to do the shrink wrap thing. We're going to put it in the fridge, probably for about 12:39 now, so about 4 or 5 hours, maybe a little longer. Then we're going to make burrito stuff tonight. It's going to be really cool. There'll be a lot of different stuff. What is up, guys, gals, undecided, whatever, troll fans of all shapes, sizes, colors, races, genders, species, whatever. Anyways, I got a bottle of red open. I got a nice littering of stuff in front of me. I got my Sweet New Gains shirt on, so that can only mean one thing. And what it means, it can mean a bunch of things. But this time what it means is that we're ready to get started with the various bits that will comprise our burrito, which will be amazing. I watch a lot of YouTube cooking stuff, which is why I felt so inspired to make my own Troll King Cook stuff. And so what I'm going to do here, all these things you can pretty much get, we're going to make Mexican rice, which you can get Uncle Ben's or something. I mean, you can get it prepackaged. We're going to make our own refried beans, which is, obviously, you can just buy refried beans. And obviously I got the boneless beef ribs, still marinating in the fridge. I got a little sushi rice for the Mexican rice, so we're going to take you through the process here. I already got a yellow onion all cut up because both the beans and the rice, the beginning bits will be some yellow onion chopped very fine, Even finer than fine, because my beautiful wife, who I also share these meals with, hates onions. So, maybe divorce is on the way, I'm not sure. But anyways, onions, garlic are the base for a lot of things. So I've got this chopped up, waiting on my pans to get heated up, and we will be with you back here in just a second. Okay, let's do this. So, a little oil in here. Too much, you don't want to drown or nothing. Some of these onions. Save the rest of those for our beans. Spoon. Let these soften for just a minute. Should not take long because we chopped them so fine. And this should just, as I understand it, this is just going to give us a little texture to our rice. Because obviously when you get good Mexican rice, there's a little chew to it, a little something. Should just take a minute or two, so we'll come back to it just a second. Alright, so we got these softened up a good bit. We're going to put in a nice little spoon, minced garlic. We're going to shoot it with just a little bit of oil so it doesn't burn. Wait for it to get a little fragrant. Doesn't take long at all. Alright, mix our garlic and our onions. Doesn't take long at all. What I love about when I mix garlic and onions in some oil, not only do I love the smell, but my wife, who hates onions, also usually has to admit it smells amazing.
Smells pretty good.
Yeah, it does. Alright, this only takes about 30 seconds, minute. Really let them get to know each other, get nice and fragrant. Full disclosure, guys, just because we're always honest with each other, I'm trying to teach my son to be. This is the first time I've ever made this. So if it sucks, you're going to know that I'm not good at it on camera. Alright. What we're going to do now, we're going to add a cup of sushi rice. I would assume any kind of rice is fine. I just normally end up eating sushi rice because I like it a lot. We're going to get it all mixed. We're going to get it to toast a little bit. You can get a little bit, just a tasteful amount, all over the stove. I guess you want to stop it for a bit. Alright, so a little toasty. Sorry if that was loud. I'm right by the mic all of a sudden. And then we're going to add some seasonings, a little dry seasoning, a little ground cumin, little chipotle chili pepper, little salt, and a little ground pepper. We're going to mix these things together. Alright, so now we're adding the liquid portions. Consists of a can of petite diced tomatoes with all the fluids. a cup and a half of the recipe called for chicken broth. Wife is vegetarian, so this is vegetable broth. Should be the same-ish. And the juice of half a lemon.
Half a what?
But you get a little on the stove. Again, it's always important to get a little bit on the stove. What'd you say?
It's a lime.
Did I say a lemon?
Yeah.
Whatever. Whatever! Mix. What we're doing here is waiting for this to come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, so I'll get just a little more heat. I think 7 or 8. What do you think? 7 or 8?
Sounds good.
Alright, so we're just waiting on this to boil. Once it boils, we're going to get it to a simmer. We're going to cover it and let it do its thing for about 25 minutes. And we'll catch you then, folks. Guys, the rice is ready. Wife tasted it, approved. Taking a little sip. This is a custom glass I got, found the chick through Etsy. You can see I'm essentially 15 years old. Pentagrams and rooted crosses. I just think they look super cool. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is make these refried beans. Which is a faster process, as I understand it. Full disclosure, I haven't made these before either. So get a little oil on here. Get much. I'm trying to drown it. Get these onions on here. Again, same process basically at the start as the rice, except it has some beans. Alright, let's stir these around a little bit. Yeah. Let these soften just like the others. We'll check back here in just a second. The same deal. Little garlic. Batman spoon, very important. A baby spoon. Oil. Much. Just because it's garlic. If you've ever used it before, just like we have this stuff that's pre-minced. But if you ever use like a clove or any kind of garlic, it burns super duper fast. And you don't want it to do that. So you put a little oil on it. Neutral oil. It says neutral oil. Avocado oil might not be neutral. I honestly don't know what he means by neutral oil. But, whatever. So, another 30 seconds. Get these nice and fragrant. We are a garlic and onion eating family. If it's important for this specifically, the rice and the beans, we used a yellow onion because yellow onions cook a little better. For something else I'm going to be doing that's going to be delicious and amazing called a sofrito, which is just something I'm going to put on the burrito. We're using a white onion, which I have over chopped. So what we're going to do here, that's nice and fragrant. So I got 2 cans of pinto beans. Get these in there, stir them around a bit. As I understand it, if you want to really be a purist about this shit, you can just get some pinto beans and soak them overnight. So you can do it that way. It's just, I don't know, not that important to me to do it that way. Used to get to know each other a little bit. And then start a smashing. And we'll check back with you guys here in just a few. Alright guys, we're still mashing. As you can see, it's looking very refried beans-ish. We have all the juice from the cans of beans, which you just want to use a little bit at a time to help moisten the stuff up while we mash. Ready? Alright, so as you can see, all smashed up. Put a little more seasonings in here. A little more ground cumin. Doing anything with an Indian or Mexican flair, you're gonna see lots of motherfucking ground cumin. Some salt. pepper, a little pep. More chili powder, just a smidge, not much. I get it to come out. There we go. And a little garlic powder. I know there's garlic in it. This is what it said to do. I'm not upset. Not upset about it. Stir this. Make sure it's all in there. Put in just a bit more fluid, just a bit, as it cooks down a little. Alright, get to know each other. And a special ingredient. Dun, 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 Cholula. What? Not much. The wife's a little sensitive to spice, so that ought to do. Some pregnant ladies crave spice. My wife used to love spicy food. Pregnancy has made her not be able to tolerate it so much. Pregnancy's weird, guys. Cut the heat off. These should be good, warm. And that's the two biggest pain in the butt parts of this that are done, and they were super easy to do. What's up, guys? Okay, so got beans and rice chilling. We're gonna make our sofrito, because like I said, boneless ribs, I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that, are gonna be last. So essentially what we're gonna do here, this is what I love the most about a sofrito. I got the idea from a Matty Matheson video. He was doing it for a chili though. Is that we have a white onion, red pepper for some sweetness, green pepper, jalapenos, 4 jalapenos, 2 serranos, and a habanero. And all of these, as you can see, there's a blender right here. So you don't need to have any kind of weird chefy chopping skills. We're gonna do a rough chop, and then we're just gonna blend it up. So I'll show you here in a minute what it looks like. All right, guys, so as you can see, rough chops. All I do is chop the caps off them peppers. You got a red pepper and all that. Got this. Some blenders will actually have a little thing that you can, like a little poker. Essentially, the center pops out because you won't see, so I'm gonna be blending it. But if you blend it on your own, it'll start to, like, this bottom part will blend, this part won't go down, so you actually have to push it down into the blades. Alright, guys, that's loud. I don't want to show you all the blending part. The wife can tell you that for about a minute there, you're going to think this is fucked, this isn't working, like I need to do something. Then all of a sudden it just clicks and starts going down, becomes this kind of foamy texture. I poured it into a little bowl here because what we're going to do, if you could smell this, you'd know it's pure peppers and onions. So what we're going to do, dull it down, just look at a little extra flavor, give it a little shot of the avocado oil. Too much. Again, you don't want to drown it. And juice the other half of that lemon. Lime. The freaking lime. There we go. And some little hit of some garlic. Just a bit though. Then, I should just use the thing that I use to push it down. Quote Sam the cooking guy. We mix. And we mix. So, it's got a little sweet smell to it. Still a lot of the peppers. And obviously you can see there's a whole bunch of this. What I really like about this, when I showed you all this, with how much beans we have, how much rice we have, and how much this I have, I can make stuff for a couple weeks. This goes great on pretty much everything. It's a good sauce. Anywhere you would put a salsa or any kind of thing like that, it's perfect. It has such a nice fresh flavor. I'm never gonna say something stupid like, well, I like to make things myself, because then I know there's no chemicals in it. There's chemicals in everything. I mean, chemicals are just life. But what I like about this is when you go to get like a good burrito somewhere, you know, you don't know what oil they used, how much of what, of anything they use. Like, everything that went into this, good and bad, it is off plan. It's not a terrible thing for you, but it is off, you know, not what was assigned to me by Coach. But I know everything that went in. I know the exact amount of everything that went in. I know, I mean, most of it, as far as like seasonings and things like that, it's nothing. There's barely anything to it, as far as salt and all that. There's just peppers. So the worst thing you're gonna see here is the oil. And like a little bit of the fat content from the ribs, which isn't bad. We're gonna cook those here in just a second. All right, guys. So for this, I'm just using the spray avocado oil. Here's my boneless beef ribs. If you needed to, like if you were making all this, you know, within a time limit, you don't have to quote unquote marinate these or leave them in for any certain amount of time. We did that because I wanted to go ahead and have it setting up. My wife had a little meeting she had to go to, so we knew we weren't going to want to be eating for a while. And so, I mean, obviously with a marinade, you know, the flavors have had more of a chance to get settled into this. That might be more delicious, but it'll be delicious either way. So don't worry about it. And we'll check back in here in just a second, because when this is done, we're going to assemble our motherfucking burritos. Alright guys, I put my shell, wrapped it in some wet paper towels, put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Little trick. So we're going to assemble. Do layered beans first. Just going to do it, I guess, in a circle. I'm not sure what's going to be the best way to wrap this thing. It's usually where my skills are put to the test, and usually found lacking. So what I try to do is surround it with as much good flavors as possible, because that way when I fuck it up, it still tastes really good. Beans. Get some of this delicious rice. I really cannot describe to you guys enough how good this rice is. Get some of this ribs. Very, very good. Get some sofrito. I'm gonna put a ton on here. Let me tell you, shit is hot. Then I'm gonna get a little sour cream. Store-bought sour cream. We didn't make it ourselves because whatever, man. Just get off my back. Sour cream. I bet it's a pain in the ass to make. I don't even actually know how it goes. We don't need too much. Let's glob it on there. And let's see what it got. Fold. Roll. Oh, hell. Alright, so got this. It's been coming to heat. Just a little oil. I feel like I'm overusing the phrase, you don't want to drown it, but you don't want to drown it, just a little. Try to get this on here, a little sizzle. Excuse me, wife. We're just trying to get it to seal a little. And it's cheating to keep checking it. We've had terrible luck with that, where it just burns. Leave there for a second. Alright, it's not super brown. We'll Got it on, so I'm gonna cut it a little angularly. Ribs are pulling a little, but got a little bit of a cross section. Let's take a bite and see how this goes. Put you back in there. That's fucking good. Alright guys, that's Troll King Cooks, a burrito.